boyfriend many years ago. He was my first boyfriend who had his own house. And one day I went outside to see what he was doing, and he was hoisting an American flag up the flagpole in his front yard. And I instantly felt very weird. It didn't make sense, but I felt this feeling of like, I felt scared. Yeah, I felt scared. Inside, I was shaken.
Shaken? I believe it's pronounced stupid. I had a bad enchilada. I think I need something to make me puke.
Oh, breaking news. ABC News' Brian Ross is reporting Michael Flynn promised full cooperation to the Mueller team and is prepared to testify that as a candidate, Donald Trump directed him to make contact with the Russians. Yes! He goes to jail, he goes to jail, he goes to jail. Lock him up! Lock them up!
It's like she discovered a new planet made of pound cake. But no, just more bad news on Trump that later turned out to be false. Yes, the media got another thing wrong on Donald. And poor Joy, it's like Christmas when her parents promised her a pony, and instead she got measles. And poor ABC's Brian Ross, who got it wrong, saying Trump told Flynn to contact Russia when he was still a candidate, but then changed it later to president-elect. ABC has now banned Ross from doing any stories on Trump. That should be new. I didn't expect applause there, but that should be no problem. It's not like Trump's in the news at all. My God, what's this poor guy going to cover now? The hottest Christmas toys? That's going to be a problem.
I come when the trumpet sounds. I am the storm, the great American grizzly. Introducing the original Trumpy Bear, the fearless, super plush American grizzly. Trumpy Bear was born June 14th, Flag Day. Just find the secret zipper and pull out the American flag-themed blanket. Then wrap yourself in the red, white, and blue for comfort and warmth.
Wish I had a flag hidden in my butt. And maybe one day that will happen. How was Trump's week? Well, he wasn't impeached, but they tried.
Donald John Trump, President of the United States, is unfit to be president and is impeached for high misdemeanors.
Sounds like you're high. Look, this guy knows it was never gonna happen. It's like setting your mom up with Kevin Spacey. You're wasting everybody's time. A lot of fans of Spacey here. Loved it and pay it forward. Okay. And yet, as they tried to dump Trump, they lost Franken. But hey, grab a seat, you lose a seat. And now Trump's tax bill is about to pass, though some of it think it's the end of the world. Literally, the end.
It is the end of the world. This healthcare, the debate on healthcare is life, death. This is Armageddon. This is a very big deal.
Scary stuff. It's no wonder her face is frozen in fear. But no matter what Trump does, it's always the end of the world. Recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital, end of the world. Supreme Court okays the travel ban, end of the world. Steaming your pants while standing, end of the world.
Do you steam the president's pants while he's wearing them?
Look, of course.
Of course! That's a big story from Corey, hot pants. And hot food.
When the president would order for dinner 2 Big Macs, 2 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches, and a chocolate milkshake and eat all of that, were you concerned about him?
Well, he never ate the bread, which is the important part.
It is! That is the important part. This is yet more proof that Donald Trump is the billionaire we'd all want to be. Flying in your own jet, eating 8 Big Macs, while a guy with a buzz cut steams your crotch. I mean, wouldn't you? So recap, as the media and that brain cockatoo, Joy Behar, are losing it over Russia, the markets keep climbing. Foreign investors are piling back into the U.S. market. We've had 3 fiscal quarters of over 3% growth, with the next projected even higher. Illegal migration is dwindling. Trump's packing the federal courts with talent. He's repealed the Obamacare mandate, also opens the Alaska onward to drilling. He's cutting regulations, shrinking government. He's finally gotten China's attention on North Korea and tightened our relationship with India, which was needed. So take a step back and ignore the media-generated noise and some of his self-inflicted wounds. And Trump's becoming pretty consequential, and it's changing people's brains.
The only thing I was good at was the timpani. And I think the reason I was good at the timpani is because I really enjoyed hitting things with sticks. Stories that don't make sense at first, but then down the road, hey, come back, do it again. Do it again. Go do it the other way. Do it backwards. Yeah, good. Come back that way. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Oh, come on. I think this Russia thing is doing her in. I know just the thing she needs.
Simply style his trademark hair and place him in his favorite chair. Even the toughest guys will love Trumpy Bear.
When America is great, business is great. When business is great, I am great. I love you, Trumpy Bear.
I love you too, Trumpy Bear. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's the Doctor of Love and all you ever dreamed of. Host of the Dr. Drew podcast, Dr. Drew Pinsky. She's so bright you'll see spots when she leaves. Legal analyst and former federal attorney Emily Campagno. If you don't have anything nice to say, she'll say it for you. National Review reporter Kat Timpf. And the Eiffel Tower is his toothbrush. Former bodyguard, massive sidekick Tyrus. Dr. Drew.
Hang on, Greg. I don't know how do you do that? What do I do?
It's a gang signal.
Oh, so,
you just got 4 people killed.
Street knowledge.
Just by doing. There's a guy being shot right now because of you.
I just became the whitest guy in America.
Yeah.
No, you're actually next to him.
Yeah.
All right, they're already starting on me. I haven't even asked you a question, Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Some shrink you are coming after me. All right, there's a real contrast here between the psychological impact of Trump.
Yes.
You see this stuff going on, people melting down, versus the actual concrete evidence of the impact of what he's doing.
Right.
How do you see them as equal, or what's going on?
No, I think it's part of how he navigates. I think he sees everything in life as winning, and he gets there by negotiating. You've ever interviewed Scott Adams?
Yes.
Right.
Of course. He was on this show.
Right. So he sees everything as a negotiation. So he takes these extreme positions. People go nuts over them.
Yes.
And then he uses that as a way to get things where he wants it to go.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. So people, Emily, when they hear him, they don't know what to think, and they kind of miss out what actually happens later, I guess.
Absolutely. And in all of those examples, the topics that you cited earlier, just yesterday, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals heard the injunction appeal of Maryland. And the judge, during oral arguments, the judge said, do you expect me to ignore reality that this ban isn't about simply discriminating against Muslims? So no matter what, the people are not, well, the judges are being activists, but the people aren't hearing the right picture. And the Poynton Institute this week came out with a poll that determined almost half of Americans believe that the media fabricates stories about Trump more than once in a while, and a third believe it's the enemy as well. So we are the ones that are getting the disservice from the media's failure to portray it accurately.
Greg, just to be sure, am I on the media right now? Is this
Yeah, we're blaming you as well.
Just to be clear. Okay.
We're blaming you.
Sure
I think Loveline, everything on Loveline was fake news.
Yeah.
Celebrity Rehab, fake news. Fake news. All right, Kat, I'm suffering from apocalyptic exhaustion. Every day the world is supposed to end. That's how you live your life.
Yeah, with a lot of anxiety constantly. So I'm just used to it. It's just kind of the same thing as it's always been.
Is that what she asked me for Xanax?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I'm sure what that
you're
was.
a doctor. Who else am I supposed to ask?
Yes.
So that's another reason why I don't understand how Mr. Ross messed up this story. You think you'd have some anxiety before dropping a bombshell like that. That would be like going around your entire office and saying that two people are having an affair without bothering to check and see if either of them were actually even married first.
Yes. You know, Tyrus, are you concerned at all about the president's diet? And would you ever steam his pants?
No, I'm just. I knew it was not a real story because they left out the fries. If she's not eating the bread, you know. That's what for each fry for each Big Mac and the fries. So you have 4 boxes of fries. Of course, his ass ain't eating the bread.
But isn't this how you would be if you were president and a billionaire? Eating fast food on your own jet?
No, because I like meat.
Yeah.
So I like steaks and stuff. So taxpayers be paying for a lot of fillets. But just keeping it real, I'll be a little more flamboyant. You know. It'd be the first chain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be a lot of things. It'd be like
Fast food,
weekend
great.
barbecues at the Prez house. Like we do a little more. It'd be a little more kickback.
Yes.
You know, I honestly like to go back to your point when you. Hold on. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm still stuck on Pelosi. Y'all know she was drunk, right?
Really?
It's Armageddon. She didn't know where the camera was at. She's like, someone needs to pay this tab. Like she was faded. Like,
Yeah.
Nancy, I'm telling you right now, it was about to get real in there. Talk about people. Poor lady. Trump got her drinking all the time.
All right. What was going to be your next point?
My point is that if you take Donald Trump's personal stuff, you're not going to like him.
Yeah.
But that's not what he was elected. He's good at business.
Yeah.
He's bad at being a person.
Yeah. Like, even he knows
economy's up, frowns are down. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good with that. I don't have to high five him.
Yeah, you know, I think he's an odd phenomenon. He's half man, half meteor.
Well, but that's that manic quality that a lot of business guys have. And I was sort of thinking to myself historically, where have there been personalities and these manic types in the presidency? Teddy Roosevelt, same dude.
Yes. So
it can work for you. Who knows how it's going to turn out?
Yeah.
Well, he's an old grandpa, though.
Yeah, he's an old grandpa.
He's an old grandpa from the fit. You don't have to go all the way back there to find one. Just go down the street and stand around somebody's house after 7 o'clock. Get out of my house, whatever you are. He pays his bills, he keeps the lights on, but he's not fun to play around because he's an old man.
I also think going after fast food is a class thing.
Yeah. I ate a cheeseburger from McDonald's while I was getting a pedicure the other day, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's good too. The mixture of the smells must be divine. Okay, still to come. Oh my goodness. No more hanky-panky for Senator Frankie. This week, it sank in. No more Al Franken. A few days after John Conyers, quote, retired amid sex harassment allegations, and before Trent Franks resigned for offering a former aide $5 million to act as a surrogate mother, the knives came out for Al by his own party. 36 Democrats said he needed to step down. Franken, who won the Senate race in 2008 by 312 votes. 312 out of 3 million. So basically he won by like 1/1,000,000th of 1%. So I'm thinking, if the allegations were known then, would he have won? Hell no. On Thursday, Al should have thanked all those women who said nothing and gave him an 8-year career. But he didn't say that. He said this.
I know in my heart that nothing I have done as a senator, nothing has brought this honor on this institution. And I am confident that the Ethics Committee would agree. Nevertheless, today I am announcing that in the coming weeks, I will be resigning as a member of the United States Senate.
Hang on, that's not all he said.
I, of all people, am aware that there is some irony in the fact that I am leaving while a man who has bragged on tape about his history of sexual assault sits in the Oval Office, and a man who has repeatedly preyed on young girls campaigns for the Senate.
Who's he talking about? Anyway, the Democrats oust their guys and claim the moral high ground right after the Republican Party backs Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore. The political strategy to distinguish that when it comes to pervs, the Democrats purge, the Republicans protect. Wonder what Chris Matthews thought of that.
President Donald Trump's endorsement of Alabama's Roy Moore has started a civil war between the well-established Grand Old Party and the newly named Grand Old Pedophile.
Hey, it took him 3 months to come up with that. All right, Doc, do you have a theory about Franken? What's going down with him?
I have a theory, but watching that tape, he turned into Stuart Smalley right there in front of our eyes.
Yeah, he did.
And think about that. I want you to just think objectively about this man for a second, because you're trying to understand why he seems so bewildered by what was happening to him.
Yeah.
That's one thing. He's bewildered by it. He used to play these peculiar characters on SNL. If you ran into him in a bar and you didn't think of him as Al Franken, you'd be difficult to navigate with him. He lunges at women, doesn't seem to understand the nuances of social interaction.
Right.
Grabs a woman around the waist and squeezes the fat. Bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't know him. I've not had a chance to diagnose him, but he behaves like somebody who might have like an Asperger's-like syndrome. And he really doesn't understand what he has done. He literally doesn't see those social nuances. And so to him, this is bewildering a little bit.
I don't know. See, I'm going to disagree with you because I think he knew what he was doing. Emily?
Still what an 11-year-old would do, though, right?
Yeah,
Kind of outgrow that or understand the nuances.
He's still an 11-year-old?
Didn't get it.
Well, now he's an unemployed 11-year-old. Emily, what are you deal with this stuff all the time as a prosecutor. Are you a prosecutor?
No, but here's what. But I'll play one tonight.
I'm the best host on television. As a pumpkin.
Well, I will say that, first of all, it disturbs me that the Democrats are using this now as the holier-than-thou talking point, when $17 million of our taxpayer money funded classified or just simply not transparent sexual harassment suits from both party sides. So no one should be claiming anything.
In Sacramento, it's the same thing. It is disgusting.
Exactly.
It is disgusting what our government's allowed to get away with. At our expense, that is going to stop. Right?
Exactly. And then, it does. And then secondly, what I do have to say, I want to talk about the Ethics Committee probe for a second, because Al Franken's kind of, he was so sure that he would be vindicated with it. And historically, when you bring complaints before the Ethics Committee, if it happened before you were elected, they do dismiss it. So then Senator David Vitter, complaints were brought about him having ties with leading a prostitution ring, and the Ethics Committee dismissed it because it happened. So I think that's the distinction that Al Franken knew, and also for us to keep watch on moving forward, as now plenty of these senators are being investigated, or might be, again, if it's something that happened before they were elected, or the allegations, I should say, new as well, then that's an electoral conduct pardon, essentially.
Wow. Tyrus, are you seeing a sea change or a panic? Do you have a theory?
I do. Here, whether let's take sexualism just out of it for just a second. I know it's strange, that's all we talk about these days, but what the Democratic Party did was political and disgusting. They weren't doing that for the honor of those women.
Right. Okay.
Here's the thing. They think they'll get Franklin, they'll sacrifice him in thinking that the Republican Party is going to go, okay, we're going to do something about Donald Trump. We're going to do something about Moore. And then you know what the Republican Party is going to say? Oh, that's so bad you lost your dude. But our guy said they didn't do it, and due process says you have to prove that they haven't committed a crime because there's no charges, there's nothing. It's their word against theirs. So it's hearsay. So you can either choose. If you choose to believe one, that's your right. If you choose not to believe the other one, that's your right. So what the Democratic Party is doing, instead of he should have went through the Ethics Committee. He should have went through that process. The first one, she accepted his apology.
Yeah.
So we can't be more mad than she is. And I disagree about just about everything Al Franken stands for, but
including his last name.
Yeah. What did I say, Franklin?
Franklin.
2 times.
Well, at least I didn't say he was a prosecutor. Point is, they're using this thinking that they're somehow, this is another maneuver to get Trump and all that stuff at the expense of people. It's just, the Republican Party's not going to do it. They do something that Democrats just don't get. Republicans fight. Whether they're wrong, they fight, and that's why the American people get behind it.
Kat, I'm torn. I'm convinced that Franken did all of these things, but I don't think he got a fair shake in this. Is that weird? That I think he went around and did this stuff, but I also think he's not aware. I don't know why. Why do I feel? Should I feel sympathy? No.
No.
All right.
I don't feel.
That's settled.
He never even said he was sorry in his speech.
Yeah. And he lied.
He literally said, "I am so proud that I've used my power to be a champion for women," while he was resigning because he couldn't stop groping them.
Yeah.
It was one of the strangest things I've ever heard, except for maybe the Franks thing, which I don't know. I thought we all kind of knew that you can't just ask your coworker to carry your baby in her womb. I would certainly not do it. Love you, Greg. Tyra, certainly not. That baby would kill me.
Wait a minute. It would be half me, and the other half of you'd be like this big.
No. Wait a minute.
I'd be sad I have a little midget with glasses. I'd be devastated.
And Kat, am I chopped liver? I'm right in between.
Well, we're not coworkers, but I would not carry your baby either.
What if a woman walked in who just had a baby and asked me to hold her baby? I'm not carrying that thing.
I get so scared when people ask me. I'm worried that if I hold it, its head's just going to fall off.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
If you have people who aren't familiar with holding a baby, you hold a baby, the part that you screw the head on, sometimes it gets loose.
Stop.
It gets loose and then it just falls off.
As the only person on this one who has children, just stop. Oh, you do too? Well, Doc, do something. Give him a stop.
No one believes him.
All right.
Don't listen to him.
Like I said, anxiety.
Yes. Coming up, have human beings peaked as a species? I hope so. They're really getting on my nerves.
America's News Headquarters, I'm Marianne Rafferty. California Governor Jerry Brown says those devastating wildfires are the new normal. Today, Brown got a first-hand look at the neighborhoods ravaged by the Ventura County fire in Southern California. The flames, raging for a week, have killed one person, destroyed hundreds of homes and businesses. Meanwhile, firefighters are making some progress. At least 6 major wildfires from Santa Barbara to San Diego County have now been contained. Some evacuees are even heading back home tonight, but powerful winds still pose a threat. And overseas, Iraq is declaring victory in the battle against ISIS. The prime minister says that Iraqi troops are in complete control of the Iraqi-Syrian border. The U.S.-led coalition offered congratulations. Now comes the daunting task of rebuilding, with many neighborhoods there completely destroyed. I'm Marianne Rafferty. Now back to the Greg Gutfeld Show.
Humans have peaked and the future is bleak. A group of French researchers, aren't they all, have concluded that as a species, humans have reached their limits for height, lifespan, and physical performance. I could have told them that. Look at me. I mean, how could you improve on this? Said one researcher, these traits no longer increase despite further continuous nutritional, medical, and scientific progress. This suggests that modern societies have allowed our species to reach its limits. Now, he said that in French and then ate a live baby giraffe. It's why I don't trust the French. Anyway, what does this all mean now that we've peaked? Well, fewer sports records will be broken. More people will live to but not exceed their life expectancy. And Lou Dobbs will finally be recognized for the golden god he is. Yeah. Scientists went on to predict that climate change could reduce humans' peak limits, but frankly, that's where I stopped reading the article. For more, we asked one of the Earth's peak humans to comment.
Not feeling it.
Yeah.
Not into it.
Yeah. Anyway, Tyrus, you're a sports guy,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Is this good or bad if no more records are broken?
Okay, first of all, this is a theory.
Yes.
Okay, well, how do you know that? Evolution is always changing. Environment changes, which dictates change. So if everything stays the same, we might have, but we humans we have 7-foot guys. We have, what are you, like 4.5 feet? 3 feet? I mean,
I have 4.5 feet.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, it's always changing. It drives me crazy when they say, that's it, we peaked. We're done. Records are breaking all the time. People are faster and stronger now more than ever.
There's guys just... I didn't mean that directed at you. Oh. All right, sorry. Let's move on to Dr. Drew.
Because you're going to need a doctor.
They're talking about the current as we are genetically made up today. As you just heard, Kat and Tyrus are going to have a baby that will leap us forward into who knows what sort of genetic stratosphere.
Yeah, that's the smartest, strongest, sad person you've ever
Anxious, not sad.
Very sad person.
Anxious.
Yes, anxious.
All right, got it. So, so given our genetic makeup as it exists today, they're on to something. I've thought this as a physician before, too. People always saying you can live to 150. Hang around a 95-year-old sometimes, see if you want to add another 50 years to that. And that's the way it is. That's
unless your brain is in a vat.
If you want to be a brain in the vat, it's a whole other story.
I do.
You do?
I wanted to do that 10 years ago. I'm tired of this. So much upkeep.
So
I don't want to poop anymore. Trust me that you all feel that way.
You know, I think I know now why Kat's anxious.
Yes.
So, but I do think there's something to that. The reality, though, is, as Tara was saying, that, look, we change genetically. That's the way biology is. It moves, it changes, it morphs. And if the climate changes, we will adjust with that, too, as it takes millions of years.
We're very clever, Emily. What do you make of this study?
I think it's a relief. I think uber long life is frightening to me. And just in October, Business Insider released a peak chart where it mapped, at 25, you peak in physical appearance to the opposite sex. And at 69, it was life satisfaction, 74, your happiness with your body, and then 82 psychological well-being, and that was the last peak. So to me, why go beyond 82 anyway?
Yeah, it's all downhill.
It's all downhill from there.
Ask an 82-year-old. Trust me, they want to go to 83.
All downhill. Everything has to be downhill when you're 82. It's hard to go upstairs. Hey, Kat, your life already seems long.
Every day, yeah. This is what? This has been a very depressing study, because if this is as good as it gets, then Doc, I'm going to need to talk to you, because I don't know if I can handle that.
Bring the pad.
Absolutely. But I don't know. I think that part of me wants to say that humanity peaked in the 90s. But that could also be just my way of saying that I peaked as a child.
Yes.
So I was a very popular third grader, not to brag.
Yeah. Hey, I have a theory before we go. People are talking about, maybe you can lengthen your life to be 500 or 750. People in Silicon Valley, they want to do that. But my theory is, if let's say if a human being could live to be 1,000, we would never go anywhere because fear of accidental death.
Yes.
Imagine if you could live to be 1,000, but you die at 35 from rock climbing.
Yeah.
You're stupid. Like, nobody's going to play a sport. Nobody's going to leave. If I can live to be 1,000, I am not going outside. I don't even go outside now. No, it's true.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
He's French.
So you add 700 years, so I'm going to wait?
No, because
statistically,
it's too hard to
you're not going to live that full 1,000 years. You're going to die in some sort of accident.
You're going to die in an accident, so you're not going to want to be in an accident and miss out on 780 years or 980 years. So there's going to be no more football. There's going to be no more football, no more cheerleading. Those cheerleading injuries are terrible. And you're just going to sit in a little pod of warm water.
You won't poop anymore.
You won't poop anymore either. They'll take care of that. It'll fly out of one of those pneumatic tubes. Up next, human therapists out, robot therapists in. As long as the robot's got a nice couch, I say why not? Could an android fill your void? Would you spill your guts to a bag of bolts and nuts? Well, according to the Washington Post, whatever that is, chatbot therapy is on the rise. Leading the way is a program called Woebot, which bills itself as your charming robot friend, ready to listen 24/7. That's TV speak for around the clock.
Woebot's been trained in cognitive behavior therapy, an approach to mental health that is all about identifying distortions in your thinking. Woebot doesn't do therapy, but he can be your guide to help you figure out things on your own. He builds an emotional model of you over time and can help you see patterns in your mood. As he learns about you, he'll teach you things, like useful strategies and practical tools that have been shown to work. You're not troubling him at all. Honestly, he has nothing else to do.
Well, now he just sounds lazy. Anyway, the software is programmed to mimic human conversation, all while being convenient, easy to use, and anonymous, just like a rest stop bathroom. I'm told. Still, are mental health apps like this good or bad for psychological care? We now go to a live robot therapy session in progress. That's just sick. Dr. Drew.
There's not nothing to this. There's something to this. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, has utility. It's useful. But the move in this direction exclusively, that little video with the little girl goes right at what we're lacking, which is the fact that humans in proximity is really where deep healing occurs. You have to have two bodies, one person listening, receiving, attuning to that person. Without that, real healing does not occur. So this idea that you can do it all online or with robots, it's anathema. It's not.
You just trying to save your job.
You can be a brain in the vat. You're one of the few that wants to be.
I want to be a brain in the vat.
I'm learning so much about you tonight. A lot of scatological stuff. A lot about poop bothers you, so you got to be. You don't really care about humans. Just have little children. Don't warm your heart at all if you have one, and you'd rather be in a brain in the vat. So okay, it's all
good. Really good. You nailed it, Kat. This sounds like it could be good for you.
No, this is not good. And
no, it would not be bad for you.
No, it would. Let me tell you why. I have evidence. Let me read one of these testimonials, okay? I did some research, okay? I love Wobot so much. I hope we can be friends forever. I actually feel super good and happy. All right, so it's great that you feel actually good, but now it sounds like you have strong, deep emotional feelings for a robot. So you've just added a problem.
Yes. Tyrus?
I get feelings very easily. It really didn't even matter if it's an inanimate object or not.
Get it out, Kat.
You need a robot.
I think I am.
Go ahead. Hell no.
No.
First of all, it